Hey, and welcome to this video. My name is Nina, my laptop fan is going off, and this is another speed build for you coming right at ya. Okay, so let's just maybe walk over to the area that we will be working in today. So we are actually gonna walk through the city today, and you might have read it in the title, but behind this little city area, we're actually going to work on a little abandoned train station type of situation, which is going to be a huge build. So we will have a lot of terraforming, a lot of pathing. I do cut out a lot of it, or I did actually by the time that I'm recording this, I did actually do that already. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop right into it. So I'm starting off by terraforming as teased, as promised. Now ignore this first part actually, because when I started, I was kind of thinking about maybe making a little tunnel area which we will have like some train tracks leading through, and then kind of doing this stone arch with some dark or black simple panels in the back to create a little tunnel that everyone has basically done at this point, I feel like, in the game. But I then quickly realized that was not the vibe that I was going for, because that felt a little bit too like just normal train station, but I really wanted this to feel like maybe a main train station or like an end point of a train track or something. So I wanted this to feel a little bit more open. So what I'm actually going to do right here is I'm going to block off the entire right side, and the left side we are going to be keeping open, and I will be removing this part that I'm doing right now. And I cut it out because you don't need to see me tear down the cliff that I just built. And yeah, there will be a lot of me carving out some outlines of cliffs and then filling them in. And since this build took me so long, again, I feel like I'd say that for every build. I feel like the builds for this island usually take me about like, it's not even 2 to 4 hours anymore. It's like 4 to 6 hours at least. So I did have to cut out a bit. So you won't see me fill in the cliffs that I built, but you will see me carve out like the outlines and see what shapes I'm kind of going for. And obviously as the build evolves, we will see like how I tweak the cliffs and how I adjust them like kind of to our needs. And now you can kind of see in like some smaller sections or like sequences of the build when I kind of run up and check what the view will look like, that in the first during the first couple of minutes, the tunnel will be very far away from the actual viewpoint. And the thing is, I kind of like that, because you could really see how like the island kind of like the perspective curves like it would for Earth, kind of the horizon curves, you know, when you are far enough away, the horizon is kind of not a straight line, it's curvy because the globe is an actual globe, you know, it's not flat. Hate to break it to you. And same goes for Animal Crossing. Very strange. And it's not even, it's kind of bending the other. Anyways, not here to discuss any geographic knowledge with you, because I obviously don't have any. I was just kind of trying to get at the fact that I decided to first pull it back even more so that I can kind of like squeeze the simple panels and the tunnel, like the stone arch, into the cliff. But then I quickly realized that was just way too far to the back, and we will pull that a bit towards the front and towards the viewpoint kind of, and just tweak it a little bit. So yeah, and then while I was doing this, I was kind of feeling like when I started putting down the first 2 or 3 tiles of train track codes, I quickly realized that I feel like I'm saying I quickly realized a lot, but it was a lot of realization going on in this build, you know? I released that this kind of, it looked kind of off if we had just the train tracks on the bare like grass. So I felt like it would be a good place to maybe play around with some in-game pathing and make this feel kind of like a sandy area, more like that kind of. So that's actually what we did. So I then pathed the entire thing with the in-game light dirt pathing, which I really like, and we're gonna lay out with different custom designs like stone designs, leaf designs, stuff like that, to kind of make it feel a bit more overgrown and alive, you know, the usual stuff. And then when I started to put together the entire tunnel thing again, I started to recognize and realize again, you know, the thing that I talked about earlier, so that it kind of curved to the back and that it just looked very weird, like the train tracks were kind of leading over a little hill, which could look cute obviously, but I just felt like it was off and it was unnecessarily long. So yeah, but I still wasn't sure. So then I actually decided to line. Sorry, this is a bit all over the place. I'm just now noticing how like strange my process with this was. But you know, sometimes you get that. It's not a perfect process, even though it might seem like that, because I did cut out a lot, because you don't want to sit and watch here for 2 hours of speed build, you know? That's not a lie. I had like 2 hours of raw footage sped up for this speed build. So I had 6 hours actually raw footage. So that was it was something, you know? So sorry that I did need to cut out a bit, but I guess you see the relevant parts and like the things that actually make sense. And I'm here to explain to you that it's not a perfect build, you know? Sorry again. There's a lot of apologizing and a lot of realization going on, I guess. If I'm being very apologetic or very quirky today, that might be because I'm coming at you with a little bit of a late night speed build or commentary, I guess. Because my roommate actually had some friends over and they were making music, so I couldn't really record any voiceovers all day, which was lovely. So now you just get a very special version of myself, let's say that much. So yeah, now you can actually, while I was talking about that strange stuff, you saw me actually shortening the train tracks a little bit, and I actually really like how this looks. And now for this tiny little bit of cliff that I left, I kind of imagined that it would be like a little control station, like a little house that was kind of there to like organize all the like trains crossing the tunnel, you know. I don't know, something like that, like a little controlling station house thing. And I really like how that looks, because it just adds another element, and it kind of balances this huge long walkway to the right side without making it feel like symmetrical, because obviously it isn't. And also, please don't feel thrown off by the huge row of bamboo trees to the left. That's basically just how I store my trees whenever I restart or flatten my island. And since we did find some bamboo islands on the last villager hunt, I actually do have bamboo trees again, which I am so happy about. Apart from the fact that we did not find any villagers, but that's an issue for another time. But yeah, so we will remove them in the end. I actually did that off camera because you don't need to see me dig up trees and place down more in-game pathing to finish up the area. Plus, we won't be finishing up the part that is kind of behind the little house that I built, because I do actually have a little idea for that, and it might be a little build that we either will do on stream when we get closer to finishing the island, or maybe it will be big enough to make a let's play outfit, so we will see about that. But that's mainly why I won't do too much on top of the cliff towards the back of the build. So we will be planting some trees and some bushes and some sparsely placed items kind of, but we won't really be thoroughly decorating the entire area that is behind this build. And also to the right side, I also have some plans for that, which will be very fun. And also, while I was building this and this was taking up so much space. Like, we are already hitting the back of the island. If you would like kind of cut the island in half diagonally from like the left upper corner to the bottom right corner, we're kind of more than halfway done. So this is going a lot quicker than I anticipated, but I'm not mad at it. So that, you know, we can get to like the details and like little nooks, which is like always my favorite part whenever I do an island. I love when I get like closer to an island. It does usually get a little bit more difficult because you run out of ideas for builds and stuff, but also it's just so much fun filling up tiny spaces, and I have really come to appreciate those little builds when I did my last island. So I'm really excited to try like some more transition area ideas kind of for this style of building that I'm currently doing. And I'm still really excited for this theme, which has never happened to me. I've never been excited for a theme this long, so I'm really pleased with that. And I'm actually not wanting to like speed through the process and kind of get to the next idea that I already have in mind, because I have no idea what I'm gonna do next. I mean, I do have a couple, but I'm not quite sure yet. So while I was talking about that, we actually finally got to the actual decorational part of the build. So you can see I've kind of started on to the right side here to kind of create this little waiting area. So I just used a stall that I kind of customized to this broken glass window thing that it kind of looks like it was like this kind of cover up above a little public bench that you'll wait on for your train to come. And then I turned around a little campsite sign that you get from the, what is it called? The Pocket Camp app. On your phone, you can have the Pocket Camp app. I'm not sure if you know that. And I don't know how long it takes. It doesn't take long for you to play the game. Then you will be able to connect your Nintendo Online account to this thing, and you will be able to unlock these items like the campsite sign and some other items in Animal Crossing New Horizons. So I used that sign, kind of turn it around to make it look like, I don't know, a notice board to kind of inform you which times the trains will arrive and stuff like that. And then I just basically kept on tweaking this entire back part and like the surrounding area. So I lined the entire thing with pathing, like these gorgeous tiles, which again, I wanted to mention, I did play around with some custom codes.
Also, I forgot to mention that obviously the codes will be updated on the website, so if you would like to check them out, they will be updated by the time that you're watching this.
So please let me know if you think that the brick code that I used for the 2 brick codes that I used for this build, do you think they don't really fit with the rest of the codes? Because I feel like in the beginning it was really throwing me off, but then again, in combination with like the stone fencing that I use throughout the island, and also like the utility poles, they also have a very similar tone of gray. So I feel like it kind of works, and it does give some special interest to this area. So I really kind of enjoy looking at some other tiles, because I feel like if you would walk through a city and it would be the same tiles over and over and over again, it would be kind of boring. So I feel like it could work. So please let me know down below. Why do I always struggle saying let me know down below? I always struggle with it. I always have to double take that. Please let me know down below what you think of this like combination of codes. I feel like it does kind of work, because I did put this rusty pattern in between so that it looks like manhole covers, kind of sectioning off this like land bridge / waiting area strip of land to the like rest of the city that lies in front of it. And yeah, then I just created a bunch of random bundles of items with like barrels and random like cardboard boxes and like wooden items, just to make this feel a bit more random, go with the theme that we have going on, like with like more trashy items, dropped items, like just random stuff. I mean, I even put in a frying pan, which I really love. I love the way it looks because it is very flat, and I do like adding like some pops of black here and there, because why did it take me so long to think of the word black? It's a very difficult word. Well, it's late, guys, I'm sorry. So then I actually climbed down here and wanted to add in some more blue touches because I love the iron fencing, and I wanted to, which is more of a teal color, I guess, but I do incorporate like different tones of blue throughout the island, so I felt like it was lacking in this area, and it still kind of is, but I guess we will keep tweaking it as we go. So yeah, I just went in and added those little rain boots that I actually placed down a minute ago because I couldn't think of the word, and then I struggled again to come back to the topic, and then I got off topic again, so it took me a while to get around to actually mentioning that I placed them. This is a very chaotic voiceover. I am so incredibly sorry if you are struggling to listen to this, and bless your soul if you are still here. Thank you so much for being here. But yeah, we're actually nearing the end of the build. So I kind of just finished off, or kind of started to finish off the surrounding area. So like the backside cliff, which I mentioned in the beginning, and then also to the left side of the little house that we built. And to the right side here, I just kind of played around with a lighthouse, which I thought was a nice little element to add some height and like some more of the brick that we have going on the little house, like on the simple panels that we used for the house that we have at the bottom of this build kind of. And yeah, then I just played around with it, added in some more details and few little touches, and then this is actually wrapping it up already for this build. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave you now with a montage of the finished product. If you enjoyed this video, I would very, very much appreciate it if you like and subscribe to my channel, as I would love to have you here. And yeah, take care of yourself until next time, and bye-bye.